I'll say good afternoon. I'm Peter Judge. I'm standing for Calderdale Council for Rastrick Ward in May. A few weeks off at the moment. I've just been out doing some campaigning and knocking on people's doors on a chilly and breezy Sunday afternoon. I've lived in Rastrick Ward now for almost 30 years. Both my daughters went to Woodhouse School, which is just round the corner from where we are here. They both went to Rastrick High and stayed on into the Rastrick High School sixth form, and they've now left the nest, of course. One of my biggest concerns at the moment is the way councils are being strapped for cash deliberately by a government who is practicing what's called austerity, and there's no need for austerity. It's a political choice. One of the problems the council has, of course, is that it only has limited tax raising powers. It has council tax it can raise locally, but in actual fact, a lot of people may not realise this, but local councils don't get anything from the income tax pot or the VAT pot unless the government decide they will give them some. It's none of the money from national taxes goes direct to local authorities. That's the problem. And I mean, there's one tax that nobody can get away from, and that's VAT, because it's on so many things that we buy and so many services we purchase. Then, of course, things like income tax, national insurance, excise duties, duty on fuel, none of that comes direct to local authorities. So when they talk about the government cutting this money from local councils, what they are doing is stealing your money to keep it in the central pot. They're taking away the people in these houses here, they pay their national taxes, and hardly any of that comes back to the local authority. The only taxes that come to the local authority are council tax. And so, you know, when we say that we need money for caring for people as they become ill or become older, that's the council's responsibility. It's a statutory responsibility on the council. The government says they've got to provide that service, but then the government are cutting the amount of money that's available. And I mean, the government are cutting money to education, so that means local schools aren't getting the money they need. They can't keep up the courses that they want to keep up. They can't necessarily employ the teachers they wish to employ. And it's simply down to a Tory government's political choice. We need a Labour government to change this, but if I was elected to the council, I would do my best to ensure that we do provide the best services we possibly can locally, but I would also be continually pushing this point that we locally, we pay our bit of the national taxes, and some of those national taxes should come back to the local area.